In today's video we're talking about sound deadening pads. So I had a question within the membership about a practice panel that's got a sound deadening pad on. So what I wanted to do in this video was show you firstly what one looks like and then go through a couple of examples of how we can work in and around a sound deadening pad when it's right in the spot you're trying to remove your dent. So stay tuned and we'll take a look. So if you've never seen a sound pad before, this is what it looks like. It's this black textured rectangle stuck to the inside of the door skin, and it certainly makes PDR just that little bit trickier. So sound pads can definitely make a repair a bit harder to work with. Quite often I'll use a tape and wrap up the tool tips, and what that does is create a damper so that my tool tip is effectively softer than without the tape. Now that's quite similar to the effect a sound pad will have on your repair. So if you've got a dent and the sound pad is covering that area with the dent, effectively you've got to kind of push through that sound pad. So depending on what tools you're using, it will take more force, but what you do have to be very careful of, like with working with tape, eventually you will go through the pad. Particularly if you're using like a sharp tip, like these kind of sharp ends on the Reaper tools. That won't take too long to get through a sound pad at all. So as you start working on the repair, twisting your tool, it acts as a big damper, but you do have to remember that eventually you're going to work your way through the pad and then you're directly onto that metal. So it can certainly take you by surprise if you go through that pad pretty quick. So it generally just takes a bit more effort to start with a sound pad, and then depending on the tool, if you're using one that's not quite so sharp, then you're able just to give it a bit more kind of leverage and a bit more force in removing out the dents. But because they are effectively kind of like a sealant or a bonder, you can also heat them up, and that will make it a little bit easier in terms of cutting through. So with different kind of glue cutting tools, or like the tools for cutting through glue behind braces, sometimes depending where the pad is and your leverage point, you can cut into the sound pad as well, or cut away a bit of the pad that's going to allow you direct access to that metal part that you're working on. So definitely make it a bit interesting, and you'll find sound pads all with different types of pads but in different locations around the vehicle. Like I say, a bit of heat might help, and just try different tools, different tips to getting through it. But if you are working and pressing quite hard against the pad, remember at some point you're going to go through like you do with tape and the little plastic caps. So just be a little bit careful when you're pushing out the dents, making sure you've got full control of your tool. So that's it in a nutshell about sound pads, and just kind of what they are and how we can work in and around them. And I'm Tom with Learn PDR Online. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. You can leave any comments and feedback below in this one. And also you can hit the subscribe button, and that will keep you up to date with all the new videos that we do, and that little bell notifications icon will just kind of give you an update straight to your email box that we've released a new video. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and that's it for today. Have a good day.